Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Men of War 2. This is a game that you can find on Steam and other places for about 45 bucks or so. There is a deluxe edition, official soundtracks, digital art book. You can check out the pricing on Steam and other places as well for these things, but typically the game is going to set you back about 45, 50 bucks. So, I got my press key yesterday, the day of actual release, and there are times where I can get a game and, get a handle on it same day and either give a first impressions or a review that same day. This is not one of those games because unlike Company of Heroes, which I'll be doing a lot of comparisons to, this game is a lot deeper. It's more involved and it's a lot more overwhelming. Like, I've been playing Company of Heroes for a very long time, ever since the first one came out. And I'm not an expert. I don't play PvP. I just play skirmish matches against the AI and I do the campaigns and stuff. But that one is easier for me to get into. There was a learning curve, don't rush out into the open, use the cover system. There's a rock, paper, scissors with that game. This game has more of that. Because there are more units to worry about. There's more things to think about. Each character, like each squad in this game, is controllable to the individual unit. So if you bring in a group of 5 people, you can individually select one of those 5 people and tell them to go somewhere else. Whereas in Company of Heroes, you can't do that. Each person also has their own actual no kidding inventory. You can actually see what they're carrying. It's so detailed. So my goal today is not going to review the game. I will give you my impressions of what I've seen so far. It's going to take me some time. It really is. If the PR people and the developers want me to review this game properly, send me a key a couple of weeks before the game launches, okay? If you know this game is going to be huge and complex, don't send me a key the day of release. I'm just saying. But I'm still appreciative of the key nonetheless. So anyway, first impressions. Let's just quickly show you what you're going to get at the main menu here. There's on the very top, there's campaigns, multiplayer, and learn. I will be honest, I did not do this. I have not played the first one, and if I have, it was a very long time ago. I may have had it on CD-ROM, I'm not sure. But yeah, there's basic training. I muddled through this by just learning and playing as I went. But there is a section where you can learn about the game. You can even compare units from here. Look. I'm scrolling, right? I'm still scrolling. These are all the different kinds of units in the game. If I want to compare this M4A3, for example, I hit add. And then I want to compare it to the scout car for whatever reason. I can hit add. And then I want to compare it to this B-4, whatever the heck that is. High-powered heavy howitzer. And then I hit compare. I love stuff like this. It gives you a side-by-side statistics of battle rank, armor, different things like that. Now, it looks like some of this isn't appearing the way it's supposed to. I don't know why. Maybe because they're in different classes and it doesn't make sense to compare them that way. But supposedly you can compare things that way. And I just think that's really cool. But as far as like the actual game itself, there's story mode. There's 3 different campaigns in that story. There's the Germans, the USA, well, actually the USSR, then the USA, and then there's the Germans on the right there. So there's 3 different types of campaigns. It's 18 missions in total there. Then you can go into historical battles. It looks like there's 20 of those. There's 7 of USSR, 7 USA, and 6 of the bonus missions. And then down in Conquest, this is what I've been playing. I couldn't find a skirmish mode. Like in Company of Heroes, I can click skirmish. I can choose my map. I can choose how many people are on my side and how many people are on the other side. I can choose factions. I can choose victory points and annihilation. I can customize that. I don't know where to find that here. I've tried finding different, like Conquest is the closest, but it's not skirmish. It's like a whole campaign on its own. And I'll show you that in a minute because that's what I'll be highlighting. And then there's raid. There's 16 US missions, 16 German, 16 USSR, 16 more in the German down here. There's the Eastern Front, Western Front. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot here, and then there's multiplayer. There's matchmaking. Then there's like PvP battalions, PvE battalions, classic and combined arms. There is a lobby, but I'll be honest with you, like I expected more here. I mean, look, I'm not saying I would play PvP or PvE. I'm just simply saying for a game that just released as big and complex as this, I expected this lobby to be a bit more filled than what it is. It's just kind of weird to me. It does have mixed reviews on Steam, so again, I can't really comment on that because I don't remember the first one, and my only comparison really is Company of Heroes. And people will go, well, Company of Heroes is too casual for this game. I can see why. Company of Heroes is more arcadey, but Men of War 2 it feels like Company of Heroes if it were on steroids, like if you could do a lot more things with it, if that makes any sense. But it's also harder to get into. So anyway, let's go back here. Let's go back to the campaigns. The Conquest is what I've been playing. And the way this particular mode works, you start off on the top in the Western Front. And in this mode, it alternates between player turn and enemy turn. And on the player turn, you've got 3 battalions. You've got this infantry division, you've got the tank division, and the artillery division. You can choose on your turn where you want to attack next with each battalion, or you can leave some behind, as I did here. I brought my infantry battalion forward and captured Viller's Bockage, whatever. And I left these 2 behind in the event that they decided to attack, which they did, and it's their turn, they're going to do that. In this mode, you start off on, bare bones technology. But if you click on the technology tree, kind of like in Ultimate General Civil War, you're going to be earning like XP and money and research points, and you can spend that here. Hit show full version. This is like your tech tree. Look at this. So you're going to be able to, from left to right, unlock new things. Eventually, I'll get the M12 self-propelled gun if I want it. But I'm going to need to save up because it's going to take a while to get over there. I haven't really understood or like, I haven't gotten to like why units are purple or orange in some cases. Like, I'm guessing they're just kind of special units that are more powerful than normal. I don't know. Again, this is more first impressions than anything else. It's an overwhelming game. I'll just say that. It's an overwhelming game. So I'm going to go ahead and show you part of the next battle. I'm way too slow at this, and I don't know what the game can do yet, and what my units can do, and the whole rock, paper, scissors. So I take things very slowly. So just, that's why I'm not going to show you a full game right now. But if you want to see, this is really cool. You can actually like go back and watch your previous matches as if you had recorded them via OBS or something. So you can kind of see where you went wrong if you want to analyze your games. So I like that. I like that a lot. And you will encounter different victory point conditions in this. Like, one map was pure defense, one map was capture points, one point was capture the enemy headquarters. You're going to get all sorts of different victory conditions when you're playing this particular mode. So I'm going to hit start battle. And it's the enemy's turn, so he's attacking me right now. And from here, you can choose your difficulty. There's very easy all the way up to epic. And because, again, I'm a noob at this, I'm putting this on very easy. And even then, it's still difficult because if you don't know what your units are capable of doing, and you don't know the rock, paper, scissors, and you're going to get slaughtered if you just throw your units, at the enemy. So even on very easy, I still have some issues with that. I just have to take things very slow. But anyway, while you're here, whatever battalions are at that location, you can choose to play as. And if you have whatever battalions you don't choose that are there with you at that location will become AI controlled, and they will help you in that battle, at least as far as I can tell. The game doesn't do a very good job of explaining that, but I've noticed that if I'm if I'm by myself, like one regiment at a location, I get no help. Whereas if I have all three at the same location and I choose one to play as, I get, there's a lot of blue on the minimap, meaning that it's AI controlled and I can't do anything with them, but they're helping me with the battle. So if you have all of your battalions in one place, you're going to get some AI help, which is really cool. But I'm going to keep that on very easy. And from here, I guess I'll choose the tank division and hit edit regiment. From here, you'll be able to buy new units and add them to the layout here. I kind of hinted earlier about Ultimate General Civil War. You can buy units and replace them. So there are 3 echelons. Echelon 1 you get at the beginning of the match automatically. Access to, but you have to wait like 5 minutes for Echelon 2 and 15 minutes for Echelon 3. So you do not get access to these units down here for a while. What you get initially is Echelon 1, and these are all the units you can call onto the field. There's crates, ammo crates, for example. There's tanks. There's, but let's say I don't want 2 tanks, maybe I don't want this tank type. I could come over here and, buy something and then drag it over. This SMG infantry recruits. What if I want gunners? I could drag these out. And then I could come over here, hit buy, and then I can choose how many I want to buy. Apparently they're really cheap apparently. And then I hit recruit and I'll have 4 of those units. So I can purchase units over to the right here and drag them over here to the left if I want to, but I'm really not going to mess with this because I'm afraid to. To be honest with you, I'm afraid to mess with this too much. Because I don't know what everything's capable of, but as you can see, these are all the things I could unlock with the tech tree over time. It's not yet researched, but I could buy units and drag them over. Resistance fighters, light infantry squads. I could put a jeep in place of this tank. Sappers, whatever. There's mortars over here. I could even add more if I want. I'd have to buy them, but these mortars, by the way, are really good, but that's a lot of money. So maybe 145. Yeah, I'll recruit more just to have them. And then if I hit 1, 2, there we go. So yeah, I've got extra mortars just in case I need them. And I'm going to go ahead and hit back. And then that and hit play. Okay, so here we are. New mission objective, protect the headquarters outpost. So if you look at the mini-map, you'll see that there's blue, there's blue, there's blue. So again, these are all AI controlled. I am not actually anywhere on the field right now. On the right-hand side is where I can call things into the field. And the first echelon is the only thing available. 5 minutes for that one, 14 minutes for that one. There's 2 railroad tracks here. If I call something in, one of those railroad tracks go on a cooldown. So I need to prepare. So I'm going to bring maybe a tank there. I'm going to bring a tank. I don't know which direction they're attacking from, so I'm just going to bring in some troops every which way and hope. There is a cover system, but it's not like Company of Heroes where you see yellow and green dots. Rather, you just see silhouettes of soldiers, and it's hard to tell if I've got them on the right spot or not. The green and yellow dots would have been super helpful, just saying. So maybe put one there, and there's ammo crates. Maybe I put that right there, and an ammo crate somewhere over here where people can get access to it. Maybe here in the center of this gigantic emplacement, whatever this is, bunch of walls. There's my tank there, and if I zoom in on it, it's really cool. I can see the weapons they have. I can actually swap between them or tell them what to use. Ammo types, I can switch between 37, I guess that's high impact or high explosive rounds if I want that. I can do a fortified position with sandbags. That's kind of cool. Camouflage position.
Masking the position.
Oh, okay. It looks like it's doing that. Okay, cool. In the meantime, let's get more tanks up here. I'm going to put another tank, I don't know, maybe over here. I have to right-click. There we go, right-click. They kind of just come from off the map and then arrive at their destination. I'm going to go ahead and... I think camouflage is going to be super helpful here. Actually, fortify. I want to see what that looks like. Let's get some recruits. Yeah, right there is good. I will note that vehicles in this game are very vulnerable to infantry. Unlike Company of Heroes, in Company of Heroes, like one vehicle can typically take out like a crap ton of units. If you're not careful, you'll lose it. But like with one tank, I've managed to take out large companies. In this game, like you lose units much faster in this. So like the reaction time is a lot less. If you see an enemy infantry next to your tank and they've got grenades or something, it's screwed. It is. It literally is. So like you really have to protect your tanks. Keeping them in the front is typically a bad idea. What I like to do is park my tanks in wide open fields so that they can see them coming. Is that my tank? It is. It's. Oh wow, that is so cool. It's camouflaged. Well, all right. Let's get a mortar in here. Let's just put them right there. We're gonna need some units there. Second echelon is not for another 2 minutes and 20 seconds. All right, so we've got about 5 seconds left. We should see some arrows momentarily on where they're going to be coming from. Looks like they're coming from the northeast there. Okay, I kind of set up some people here. I've got my ammo crate ready to go. I've got some capturable weapons. Like here's a howitzer. There's a mount. I think we need to get some infantry over there to capture it.
And debriefed.
Let's go ahead and capture that, and I guess we'll capture that as well.
Are we there yet?
There's an anti-aircraft gun. Oh, and we've got some units coming in from here as well. Okay. That's camouflaged. Let's get infantry in. It looks like this is... I don't know what this is. Is that a tower I can get into? A telescope. Okay, we'll try it.
Second echelon is available.
Oh, we've got a Panzerjäger. Whatever the heck that is. Okay, that works for me. I don't know what killed it, but it was either my mortar or this tank. Probably the tank. I have a population cap here, 54 out of 75. It's one thing I don't like about this is that I don't like the fact that like I can only bring in so many units. I wish I could increase the population cap if I wanted to. That would have been really cool. Let's get a mortar over here.
Orders, sir. We're ready. We'll smoke them out.
All right, so I turned the sound down a little bit just so I can actually talk. It's going to be a lot of shooting and a lot of explosions happening right now. But as you can see, like graphically, Company of Heroes 2 and 3 does it a little bit better. But then again, this game is a lot more complex. So I'm actually fine with how this looks. Speaking of inventory, if I click on someone and hit the I button, if you look in the upper left-hand corner, there it is. There's the bolt rifle that they have. They've got the rifle cartridges, the grenade. They've got a helmet, sandbags for fortification. They've got a shovel. So I love it. Each unit in this game has an individual inventory. And I find that to be really cool. I like that. Let's go ahead and call some more there. And there. Okay. So, first impressions, like I was saying, this game is very overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. This is a game that, like, I could play I was able to get into Company of Heroes a lot faster than I was able to get into this one. I'll just simply say that. Oh, that's bad. Oh, Pier. I may need to get out of there. Oh, crap. Okay, I just lost a tank. This is why I try not to play while doing a first impressions or review, just simply because, well, as you can see, I can't concentrate on one or the other. But yeah, this game is very overwhelming for the first time player. Even on an easier difficulty setting, it's going to take some time for someone to get used to what everyone can do. And that is a good and a bad thing. It's good for people that have the time to sort of commit to a game like this and get used to everything. It's a very in-depth battle simulator strategy game. And what's cool is, and what impressed me was back at the main menu, there were so many different game modes. There was just for single player alone, there was those historical battles, there was the actual story, and then that one, the mode that I'm in right now, that like not galactic campaign, but the campaign like that alone is so replayable. And there's 4 different factions. Like, I'm very happy with all of the different options that this game gives you for both single player and multiplayer. I will say, however, that in single player, for whatever reason, like, I'm still connected to a server. I don't like that. Like, it's kind of a forced online connection even for single player. Now, I don't know if they plan to fix that later or what, but it's just kind of unfortunate that is the way it is. So I'm hoping that at some point in the future they do fix that, because it would be nice, like, if I got knocked offline or whatever, I could still get credit for what I'm doing, that kind of thing. But all in all, like, I'm having a great time with this. It has mixed reviews. I suspect those mixed reviews are coming from people that have played the first one and were disappointed with the features of this one. I can't comment to that only because, again, it's been forever since I've played it. I think I've played something like this a long, long, long time ago, but I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything about it, to be honest with you. So, like, as a new player, this is overwhelming. I would play this. Right now, I'm playing Company of Heroes 3 because I just picked it up during the sale. But I suspect I'm also going to be playing a lot of this because that campaign mode alone, that lets me, buy units. Like Ultimate General Civil War, I have hundreds of hours in that game because I had liked the in-between company management and buying of units and stuff like that. This is like, I feel like this is the upgrade to Ultimate General Civil War that I always wanted and never got. But now I've got it, so I'm really happy. So do I recommend this game? Actually, yes, but I have to hesitate at the price point because the economy nowadays, it's awful, and everything is expensive all to hell. So just be warned that, this game is going to set you back $50 or so. So honestly, maybe wait for a sale if you're not sure. As I said, Company of Heroes 2 and 1 have been out for quite a while. You can probably grab those for very cheap and then wait for a sale for this one if you want to, if you're not familiar with this particular genre. But all in all, I'm having a good time with this. But again, this is first impressions only, not a review. But overall, I'm very pleased with it, and I can't wait to play more. I'm really excited. Well, this is Vince. Thanks for watching. I will catch y'all next time. Take care.